Hey friends, Happy New Year! Here are the 5 major opportunities and challenges ahead and what you can do to prepare yourself for success in the coming year. Let's start with the new government spending, which is creating new opportunities to win government contracts. In November 2021, the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act became law. The act provides hundreds of billions of dollars for highways, roads and bridges, mass transit, broadband internet access, and upgrades to the nation's electric grid and water and wastewater infrastructure. Looking at what's in the act, companies in engineering and construction and transportation and environmental and telecom sectors have particular opportunities to win government contracts, but really, I think that contractors in just about every industry could benefit. And the contracting opportunities will be at both the federal and the state and local levels. So keep your eyes out for these new projects and hone your network. Many of my viewers have asked me, how do I find out about upcoming contract opportunities? And the best way to do that is by talking to people, building relationships with government officials, as well as networking with potential teaming partners. The second trend is increased opportunities for small businesses in federal contracting. For example, on December 2nd, the White House released this fact sheet announcing a number of reforms to increase federal procurement opportunities for underserved small businesses. One way it's doing that is by ramping up the amount of federal contracting dollars going to small disadvantaged businesses. The goal is to award an additional $100 billion to small disadvantaged businesses over the next 5 years. And there may be other changes coming during 2022 to increase contracting goals for the other categories of small businesses, meaning women-owned small businesses, service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, and those small businesses that are located in historically underutilized business zones. The takeaway here is that there's going to be new contracts coming for small businesses, and now is the time to start positioning yourself to win these new contracts. If you own or work with a small business, I would take a hard look at the 8A program, which I'm showing you here. This is the federal contracting program to assist firms that are majority owned by disadvantaged individuals. Next, we need to talk about a concerning long-term trend, which I also discussed in last year's Trends video. You may have heard that the government meets its goal of awarding 23% of federal contracting dollars to small businesses, and that's great. But what those numbers hide is the fact that the number of small businesses serving as federal contractors keeps going down, and the number of small businesses newly entering into the federal marketplace has fallen dramatically. I want to show you some figures from this report here. Check out this figure. The graph ends in 2019, but I went and looked up the more recent data, and the decline in the number of small businesses serving the federal government continues. And then look at this figure. A big reason for the shrinking pool of small business contractors is a sharp drop in the number of new small business contractors. This report found that the number of small businesses newly entering into the federal contracting market decreased by 79% from 2005 to 2019. So why is this? Well, part of the reason is that the barriers to entry are high. The federal procurement process is time-consuming and it's complicated. As just one example, it takes a lot of effort to find available contracting opportunities. The good news is that the White House has taken notice of these problems and is trying to reverse this trend. And this memo lays out a set of steps they're taking to lower the barriers to entry and increase federal contracting opportunities for small businesses. Another challenge facing small businesses is that while contracting dollars have increased, the money is being spent in fewer, larger contracts. Overall, there are fewer opportunities for small businesses due to contract consolidation and bundling and use of government-wide contracts. These practices have meant the elimination of thousands of contracts, and these were often contracts that previously went to small businesses. Now, the government calls this category management. And I don't think it's going to go away because it does provide real benefits in terms of efficient use of taxpayer dollars. But it can and should be reformed. And this memo outlines steps the administration is taking to reform category management to boost contracting opportunities for small businesses, and I sure hope they're successful. But in the meantime, the practical answer to this challenge is teaming. For example, maybe there's a landscaping contract, but rather than landscaping one location in your town, it wants you to serve locations in 10 towns. So can you put together a team with other small businesses to win that contract? Or can you team with a large business to win a contract? Given this administration's increased focus on small businesses, those larger companies may have a greater incentive to team with you. Finally, you need to know that there are new compliance requirements that are likely to impact government contractors in 2022 and beyond. For example, we all know the nature of work is changing, and companies in every industry are grappling with the future of the workforce as well as teleworking issues. But for federal contractors, workforce shortfalls could be made worse by the administration's vaccine mandate for federal contractors. And similarly, supply chain issues are affecting many businesses, but for federal contractors, the government's Buy American requirements could create additional complications. For example, federal contractors may not be able to substitute materials if the needed part isn't available domestically. In addition, cybersecurity continues to be a big government focus. Many government contracts already contain cybersecurity requirements, and expect to see new requirements showing up in contracts over the next year or two. I want you to know there are resources available to help you with this. For example, check out this Project Spectrum. It's designed to help small and mid-sized businesses assess and improve their cybersecurity. The takeaway here is that government contracts include lots of compliance requirements, and more are in the works, as is increased enforcement of the rules. And note that these requirements apply to not only prime contractors, but often to their subcontractors as well. And these requirements can sometimes take companies by surprise. For example, there might be a subcontractor working on a state transportation project, and so not expecting that these federal government requirements flow down to them as well. So make sure you understand the contract requirements when you're preparing your bid and performing the contract. And if something is unclear, then please ask a question. Hey friends, the federal market can be a great platform for you to use to grow and build long-term wealth. If you found this helpful, be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.